So we come to our second and last DD2 Masters race of the day. 2 more for them tomorrow, and here is your grid. Starting from pole position will be the 506 of Tommy Helfinger. Alongside will be the 544 of Dennis Thum. Timo Haug in the 507 will have the 566 of Marco Winkler alongside for row 2. Stefan Krabau and Daniel Schollenberger complete row number 3 in the numbers 555 and 522 respectively. Rounding out the 8-strong grid is Klaus Parnett in the 502 and Tanju Yildiz in the 572. $14 minutes plus an additional lap set on the clock as we await for the drivers. They're revving their Rotax Max engines, ready to get themselves underway here for their second and final time today. 2 more races for the 8-strong grid tomorrow, as we wait to see who will get the initial advantage. The drivers now make their way around the final corner. They split, they go into the tram lines, they push down on the accelerators hard, lights out, and it's off and away they go. And a good start from Timo Haug, and also looks to be that Stefan Krabau have now got past Dennis Thum on the initial start phase. They're going to the first hairpin, through into the next right-hander, and then the first approach towards the chicane. So Helfinger leads, Haug, Krabau, Thum, Winkler, Schollenberger, Parnett and Yildiz. And it looks like that Dennis Thum has already got past Stefan Krabau for 3rd place, and that would have been through the hairpin on the far side of the circuit. So Dennis Thum looking to get back to battling away with Tommy Helfinger. Timo Haug, a further 0.4 of a second adrift of Helfinger as they have crossed the line to complete lap number 1. So we could see a very different battle this time around. And through into the chicane once again. Helfinger and Haug looking to extend the gap over Dennis Thum. But Thum has shown through the consistent pace, demonstrated all year long so far. You don't count the 544 out of contention at all. So gap now between Tommy Helfinger and Timo Haug now extends to just under 0.7 of a second. Thum sets the fastest lap of the race of 46.640 and is closing on the FM Racing driver as they go through the chicane. Haug now under attack and having pressure put on by Thum. Through into the hairpin this time around. Thum not close enough to get up the inside of the 507 from FM Racing. So into the right, now into the left. And a further left to go before they come around, and that is the final corner. This time, Thum is in the tow. Going towards turn number 1 this time around. Haug able to fend off the 544. Krabau is just ahead of Daniel Schollenberger in the 522. Marco Winkler rounding out the top 6 ahead of Klaus Parnett and also Tanju Yildiz. The whole field were covered by just under 4.5 seconds after the completion of lap number 3. And now Thum goes up the inside of Haug, muscles his way past, up into second position, just before they get into the right-left complex, before the final left-hander that puts them onto the start-finish straight. Helfinger leads, and his lead now is just over a second as a result of Thum and Haug battling just a moment ago. And just seeing them go through into the chicane, the amount of steering correction, quite surprising. A bit to the right, a bit to the left, and then hopefully you put the power down and you make it stick on the rear axle. And that is what Dennis Thulm was quite clearly doing when I saw him, just the amount of steering input from left to right correction, just to compensate for the amount of over rotation of the tyres when you're trying to put the power down and put the kart through the corner. So Helfinger, a 46.597 that time around. Thulm now sets the fastest lap of the race, 46.517. Haug in third, Kabau, Schollenberger, Winkler, Parnet and Yildiz. And Yildiz has set a personal best lap time of a 47.109. Also improvements from Kabau, Schollenberger and Winkler. Winkler yet to break anywhere near towards the 47-second bracket. So we've got just 9 minutes and 10 seconds still remaining on the clock. And Helfinger still keeping an advantage. Just under a second over Dennis Thulm. Helfinger actually responds by going 1/100th of a second quicker than Dennis Thulm on that last lap. Haug in third. Kabau being pressurised now by Schollenberger. So they come across the line with just under 8.5 minutes to go. And Helfinger still leads. Thulm starting to close the gap, and he's got it down to just under 0.83 seconds. Fastest lap of the race set by the 5:44, 46.412. Personal bests from Haug and Kabau, both going under the 46.7 and 46.75 brackets respectively. So 46.687 from Timo Haug and a 46.733 from Stefan Kabau, who at the moment is actually managing to keep Daniel Schollenberger at bay. And Schollenberger was actually quicker by over 80 thousandths of a second, make that 85 thousandths on the completion of lap number 7. Schollenberger again ever so slightly quicker on that particular occasion, so it's in a 46.791 second lap time. And he's really closing in on the back bumper of Kabau once again. And Winkler looks to be dropping into the clutches of both Klaus Parnet and also Tanja Yildiz. So it's not been a good race 2. As now up the inside goes Daniel Schollenberger on Kabau, who tries to keep it pinned around the outside and gets the switch back into the next corner. So Kabau and Schollenberger really have lit the fire on the candle. And the one that's made the string burn away first is definitely Stefan Kabau, but Schollenberger trying to go back up the inside through turn 1. Can't get through. Kabau retains the position. Now Klaus Parnet trying to close in on Marco Winkler once again, as Schollenberger still trying to keep in touch with Stefan Kabau. And Dennis Thulm in the meantime has closed the gap down to just over 5.5 tenths of a second, just under 5.5 tenths of a second now after the completion of lap number 10. So Kabau and Schollenberger are separated by less than 2 tenths as Schollenberger gets a bit closer in the braking zone, coming through in towards the hairpin and then into the next right-hander before they go through the chicane. And Dennis Thulm on lap number 8 did a 46.309 second lap time. And then just on the completion of lap 10, as he now is closing on Helfinger. That lead has been closed up significantly. Dennis Thum, with just under 5.5 minutes to go, still has the opportunity to try and close on Helfinger for the lead in this race. The gap now between the pair just over 0.2 of a second as they come through in towards the chicane. Thum trying to close once more and might have an opportunity going down towards the far part of the circuit as we've got just under 5 minutes to go plus an additional lap. Thum on the charge, trying to close down on Helfinger, but Helfinger not buckling under the pressure. Helfinger has already taken the first race victory of the weekend earlier on today and looks to try and do the double. But Dennis Thum still very much the person to beat, the one that has got a considerable lead in this championship. And nevertheless, no matter how much hard work Tommy Helfinger puts behind the wheel, Dennis Thum is just really closing in once again. Now they're going down towards the hairpin. This time around, will Thum go for the move? Not quite. And I think at the end of it all, Helfinger is still having that opportunity to just keep in front. But any racing driver worth their salt wants to go out there and win as they come around the final corner. Once again over the line. Lap 13 completed. Gap between Helfinger and Thum now just under 0.3 of a second. Haug is about 3.3 seconds adrift. Then it's a further 3.2 back to Stefan Grabau, who's still having a ding-dong battle with Daniel Schollenberger as we fast approach 3.5 minutes remaining. Looks like Klaus Parnet has got past Marco Winkler for sixth place. So Winkler, and good to see Tanja Yildiz keeping in pretty good pace all the way through so far, running at best in the mid 47.8s. So Helfinger and Thum swapping places. And once again, the pair nearly tussle with just under 2.5 minutes remaining. The gloves well and truly off as up the inside of Grabau, I think, has just gone Daniel Schollenberger. So Schollenberger now goes up into 4th place. Oh, mechanical black flag for Stefan Grabau. Grabau has got to park the kart. And that is a real shame for the 555. Stefan Grabau will become the first driver. He'll have to park it with just under 2 minutes to go on the clock. And is now aware of that fact, being told, right, you need to park it. So, a real shame for Grabau, who was battling away with Schollenberger. They were a great scrap for what would have been 4th place. So just over 1.5 minutes remaining. And Thum not letting Tommy Helfinger out of his sight. The crosshairs well and truly fixed on the back bumper of the 506 as Dennis Thum trying to push very hard and see how much he can take it to the limit and then get past Helfinger. So we've got 53 minutes plus an additional lap still to go here. And cross it with about 47 seconds still remaining on the clock. And Thum really getting the opportunity of trying to get past And at this particular moment in time, it's only a slight error from Tommy Helfinger that will open the door for Dennis Storm. As they come through the chicane, they both literally blast their way through it. Down towards the hairpin they go. Dennis Storm out the inside of Helfinger. Helfinger gets the cross back and powers round the outside of Dennis Storm to retake the lead once again. Time fast ticking away. So this time around, will it be the last lap board? It is indeed. One more lap to go. So Helfinger has really been able to keep the measure once again of Dennis Storm. But Thorn not giving up without a fight. The gloves well and truly off. Through into the chicane. They both bumped their ways over the curbs. One more run down towards the hairpin at the back end of the circuit. Thorn trying to look towards the inside. Can't go through, but decides to take a wide line, going through into it. And this time around, Tommy Helfinger has absolutely nobly fought off Dennis Thorn. But they've got this and one more corner to go. Thorn looked briefly to the inside. But will it be the case of what happened? No, it's a one lap more. It's 1 lap to go still. So last lap board is out. They literally crossed it with a couple of seconds, so it gives another lifeline to Dennis Storm. And this time around, he's got a chance once again. He just needs to compose himself. Put the kart on the right part of the circuit at the right time when the opportunity presents itself. But it just depends on how much Tommy Helfinger wants to keep things his way. And at the moment, it has stayed like that for the majority of this race. He is kept ahead of Dennis Storm. Storm possibly looking for a switchback here. Tries to go towards it, but the checkered flag will wave. Tommy Helfinger hangs on for dear life and takes the victory ahead of Dennis Storm. Third, it's Timo Haug. Fourth, it's Daniel Schollenberger. And it looks like there's been a major change. Come on, let's see what happens here. I cannot believe this. Daniel Yildiz will take fifth. Brilliantly done there by the 572. Klaus Parnett takes sixth ahead of Marco Winkler in seventh. And unfortunately, with 2 laps to go, Stefan Krabau unfortunately had to park the car due to a mechanical black flag.